their life gonna look like?
I don't have a great answer for that question.
Okay.
I'm contracted to work with the county. I don't have as much influence on the providers. I can offer them recommendations, I can answer their questions, but each provider has their niche or their service models that they've designed. They are going to be impacted by this community employment and community engagement movement, if you will, revolution. I don't know exactly what the right term is. But it will be up to each one of those individuals, individual providers, and I hope it's up to the individual themselves. You know, what that person wants to be doing during the day. I hope they have enough choices to be satisfied with what they're doing on a daily basis and have enrichment from it. That's my, it's a non-answer, I know, but it's
Right.
it's as good as I can offer.
So as a parent, we just need to look at and be selective with our providers that will give them the opportunities they need or want.
I think yes. I mean, you as parents and your children are empowered to make the choices that they see fit in their lives. I mean, that's the standard by which all of this kind of kicked off, is the increase of choice and the increase of options, and you know, putting some teeth behind all the words that we like to say about, you know, choice and respect and opportunity. Let's really create that. Employment has been a focus, but community engagement and community participation is certainly a part of it.
And what Jake's talking about in regard to community involvement in activities that are of interest to the individual person once a week is a starting point. I mean, everybody will be different. You know, some people will be more engaged in community activities, and some people might be less engaged depending on the needs that they have. It's just like you were saying, some days it's a bad day to go out in the community and you just need to stay here that day, and that's okay. It should all be individualized and based on what's going to support people well. But the opportunity to have people more connected to their communities, more involved in activities, you know, that's an exciting one, I think. But it doesn't mean that everybody has to be served in the same way either. It'll be very different for us, because whereas now people come to provider agencies, whether it's Longview or Creative Foundations or CRSI or Downsize, and you might go out in some community activities, but mostly you're going to a place and staying there all day and then going back home. And this will provide some additional opportunities for people, again, based on what we can assess about what their interests are. But it's not like the buildings are just going to disappear, or that people still won't have a place to go. They still will.
Yeah, that's, I mean, there are certain, certainly there's select members of the disability marketplace or people with disabilities that can operate in kind of no walls, no place. I'm just going straight to work, I'm going home, I'm doing my thing, and I can be on my own. But there's folks that need a place to be safe or keep other people safe at times, or to have their daily needs taken care of. It's very difficult to take care of somebody who needs daily cares in the community. I can't drive a Hoyer lift around in my van. I don't have a trailer set up for that quite yet. That would look ridiculous. Besides the point. But you know, we need to have a starting off point from those folks, and that's going to remain. I mean, those types of changes, though, that's maybe there's some that would argue that it could be done, but it would be difficult. It would be very difficult.
And if your family members served at Longview, you've probably noticed that Longview has started quite a few different community activities during the day that people have choice about, you know, going out to participate in. Some additional volunteer opportunities for people. So again, it just kind of depends on their interests. One of the things Shelby County's starting, and it's what the staff are a little bit nervous about, but it'll be fine, is that they've made a connection with the senior center, and instead of having our separate senior program within the workshop, they're going to have some opportunities to join the activities at the senior center with other people of the same age, just like anybody in the community would do if they want to participate in an activity that might be available senior center. So that's a really nice thing, you know, for people to be able to do. Here, although it wasn't geared toward adults, it's still the whole idea of community integration. This summer, we've always run summer camps that have been separate, and this year we joined with the Y and actually had the camp at the Y, and the two camps joined. So it was one instead of two. So that was a nice opportunity, just to start thinking about how we can do things differently, how people can actually be part of their communities instead of apart from their communities. It's a step-by-step thing, and it won't be quick. We're gonna, despite the fact that we feel like we're going quickly, we're gonna try to do it as planfully as we can so that people are supported well. What other questions did you have? Something you wanted to say?
Yeah, just an idea, because David went to work at True Tech this week, and he's doing fine, he likes it.
Great.
His concern when he was first asked before was because his brother works out there.
Mm.
And he was afraid he would do something embarrassing, which he wouldn't have, Jerry wouldn't have, it wouldn't have bothered him. But that was one of his concerns. But he's doing fine out there, and he likes it.
Good.
Is that job placement still staying within your, it will not be changed so that he would not have?
It's
have
part
it?
of Longview still.
So he will continue to go there. There won't be a drop of the job and he'd have to go someplace else then.
That's a difficult answer to give or a difficult question to give a completely straight answer to, because True Tech, and you can both jump in, but to my understanding, for some people will be kind of a transition point. So they might work there for a while to learn work skills, that kind of thing, hopefully moving into a supported community employment position that would be more individualized to them, not necessarily with a group of people from Longview. For other people, it may work better for them to stay for a longer period of time. So I don't know for your son what that will mean.
I just
This should be
couldn't
based on
see
his
starting him
needs.
someplace and then having
Mhm.
a month down the thing saying, well, that's no longer available because
Oh,
we're no
it's
longer
not gonna
working
be,
with
no,
it.
no. It
Okay.
wouldn't be a month down the road. Can, do either of you wanna
Yeah,
jump in?
and just for, in that situation, it's gonna be one of those things where, the reason we had a chance to fill that out, that spot became open and somebody else went on medical. But the thing is that they're looking for long-term, like Laura said, to make it a training place where you go in, you get those skills, and you're able to move out into another community position. So, people are there for an indefinite period of time, but we already have people that are in there looking for other jobs that feel like they feel like they can go out and do that on their own. Yeah.
So another way of saying it is that's gonna be a stepping stone for him to go from
Yeah,
one
I
place
just,
to another.
I know there's been jobs here that you've lost and you're no longer doing, and I didn't want him set up for something that was only gonna be here
I
for,
hear you.
Sure.
Yeah.
and then he'd have to look again, you know, he'd be off again, so.
And then, you know, clients will get displaced they're not because of their own situation, whether it's get laid off, just like everybody else. I mean, you go into the labor world and the same risks in terms of job security and things like that are presented. I mean, there's no guarantee that you get to maintain this contract or this job at this company into, you know, eternity. And that's a difficult thing. To those transition times are hard for clients. They're hard for staff members too. In some situations, they develop relationships with the people at the business. But more often than not, the businesses work to keep the clients there. I had one situation. My clients worked at a outdoor store called Gander Mountain. I had a team of people that worked out there. I don't know if are they this far? Okay. And they had a team of 5, but the commute to get my people there was pretty long. It was about 40 minutes. But we opened another office that was like 15 minutes away from this same Gander Mountain, and I had from referrals coming from the county. So my grand idea is I'll just move those clients at the Gander Mountain that's from far away and bring in clients that are close. Good for my operation, good for my new services because I look good in front of the county and get these people jobs right away. And I have other opportunities for the clients that are currently at the Gander Mountain. I got a call the next day from Gander Mountain and said, you do this and every contract you have with us is done. And I said, whoa, hey, okay, screwed up, I won't do it again, but help me understand why. He's like, those are my guys. They work at Gander Mountain and they work at my Gander Mountain. I know it's subcontract, I know technically you can do this, but I will work to have it done if you take them out. So they'll be back tomorrow. So those types of relationships get built with businesses. I saw it yesterday with 2 clients. I saw it today. I mean, they're out on the floor, they're a part of the team, and people will fight to keep them there, despite my ignorance in that situation. Oftentimes, again, like the situation I talked about before when we went into the union workshop, I didn't think it was gonna go that well. But it was a contentious kind of run up to the job. The union supervisors weren't real satisfied that this was a direction the company wanted to go, but they relented, but our guys paid dues. They were part of the union for that time, and it worked out really, really well. Surprise. But we took a risk at that one. We thought maybe they'd work there a week and that'd be it, but it turned out they worked there a year and a half, but then they got laid off. And one of the coworkers actually hugged Charlie and said, I'll miss you, buddy. And Charlie running at him, because that's what Charlie does. But yeah, this big burly guy. He's like, I'm gonna miss you, Charlie. Okay, wow. You know, I didn't know that, but you know, that's how he was feeling. So there's a lot of cool stories that are gonna be generated from this, and already have been, and it should be celebrated.
Other questions or things to discuss tonight?
Well, I appreciate you guys' time and coming to listen to me talk. And it was a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you.
Is there an age limit, like you, when you reach a certain age, we need to retire?
Just like everybody else,
Yeah.
retirement is when you want it to be. I have a lady that I work with in Goodhue County. She's 87 years old, and she comes to work every day, tells me about her husband every time I see her, and we go out for pie like once a year. She makes me take her out for pie. But she's worked with us for 40 years. She's been asked if she wants to retire. She's like, no, I'm gonna keep working. She goes and works at a local casino in the dish room. She's incredibly fast for 87 years old. She is a dynamite worker. So, but we have other folks that, I had one man, he was 61, and he's like, you know what, I think I'm gonna retire. Okay, good luck. If you ever need any help, come on back. So I don't have an age limit. I don't think anybody should have an age limit if they wanna keep working and participating in activities or employment.
Well, thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.